Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Nahmaduhu wa nasalli ala rasulihil kareem. So yesterday we discussed the zamir marfu' when it's a fa'il. Yes? When it becomes zamir mustatir or zamir baris. And the mustatir are two types. It's either baris, it's either mustatir wujuban or mustatir what?
Jawazan.
Mustatir jawazan or mustatir wujuban. You got it? Yes? Understood? Now today we're going to discuss the zamir marfu' when it's not a fa'il, and the zamir mansub and the zamir majroor. Okay? Are you following? We're going to discuss these. Okay? Right. So the first we have here is the zamir al-mubtada. This one here. This one here. This is zamir mubtada. Huwa, huma, hum, hiya. This is what zamir. Now are these muttasil or munfasil? Are they attached to anything or do they come on their own? They're munfasil. So these zamirs are always going to be what? This zamir you say here, this zamir is going to be muttasil. Munfasil, sorry. Yes, the zamir muttasil is going to be what? Oh, sorry. This is going to be zamir muttasil. Yes, because this is, why am I saying muttasil? It's going to be zamir munfasil. Okay? Let's start again here, okay? So this zamir mubtada is going to be what? Zamir? It's marfu because it comes in a mubtada state. And it's going to be what?
Munfasil.
Right, munfasil. Then we already discussed the zamir, we already discussed all of these. These are all what? Muttasil. They're either attached to the verb or in the verb. And some of these are what? Baris, majority, and some are what? What's the opposite of baris? Mustatir. And the mustatir is either going to be mustatir wujuban or mustatir jawazan. Now moving on to now, we have a few other sets here. What are the other sets? We have here zamir mansub. We have what? Zamir mansub here. Yes? These are zamir mansub. Now if you look at zamir mansub, it either comes as maf'ul bihi, joined to the verb, or it comes as the ism of inna. And in these two cases, what's it going to be? Muttasil. These are what? Muttasil. Because the sami'tuhu, innahu, innahuma, innahum. They all come what? Attached to the verb, attached to inna. Correct? Are you following? And the last one we have here, what, on this side is what? This one here, iyahu. These are all zamir what? Mansub, but what are they? Munfasil. They come what? On their own.
No. Is it the who, the ma, the whom? Only joined to the thing before it.
Yeah, but it counts as one thing. So yes, iyah, the who is joined to the who is joined to the iyah. It is joined to that, but the who and the iyah join together to form one thing. Okay?
Yes, is it that munfasil?
No, but it's one zamir. So this iyahu, is it joined to anything else?
Oh, okay, now there's it.
Is iyahu joined to anything else?
No.
No, so that's why it's called munfasil. Yes?
So it's not the who, but at the end.
It's the iyah. No. In here, this who is what is joined to the who is joined to the sami'tu. The who is joined to the inna. That's why these blue are all muttasil. And the iyahu comes on its own. It doesn't come sami'tu iyahu together. Or inna iyahu. It comes on its own. The iyahu exists on its own independently from the fa'il or the ism of inna.
But then like submit to who? Isn't like independently?
No, but you can't never say some. I can't say who on its own. I have to add the joint. I can't have who on its own. It'll either come with sami, like a verb, or it'll come with inna. You never have who like written on its own anywhere.
So there isn't who is muttasil.
Who? Yeah, that's why these are muttasil. These are muttasil.
But what about the munfasil? Iyahu.
But then iyahu, the who joins to iyah, and then we count that as one, and that exists on its own.
You don't think the verbs.
But you don't submit to who as one now.
You can't submit to as one and who as the other.
Yeah.
So I mean, the munfasil then.
How is it munfasil?
Because it's different.
Yeah, it's different, but can who exists on its own?
No.
That's why it's called muttasil. It has to come muttasil. It has to come attached to sami'tu. You can't have a sentence. I can't say, for example, who ra'aytu. Can I have that?
No.
So can who come on its own like this? Can you have who on its own like that?
No.
That's why it has to be muttasil. It can't be munfasil.
So you're saying that actually iyahu
Can come on its own.
the iya.
The iyahu together can come on its own. I can have, for example, iya kana'bud.
So iya cannot come on its own.
No, iya comes on. Iya can form one.
Okay, so iya is not one, but iyahu
Is one zamir.
is one dhamir.
And that zamir can come on its own munfasil. Does that make sense?
So iya is not iyahu is not iya and who. It's
No, it's iyahu counted as one. Yes, everybody following? Online following? Yeah? Any questions, Muhammad?
A lot of them are infants. A lot of them. Some of them may be.
No, okay. Right? So now here, that's the zamir mansoob finished. And now we have the zamir. What zamir do we have? We have the zamir what? The zamir majroor. And the zamir majroor is always muttasil, meaning the zamir majroor can never come on its own. These zamirs here, the who here, it always comes with the mudaf, rabbuhu, or it comes with the harfun jar. The zamir majroor can never come independently on its own. You can never have who standing on its own. You got it? Are you following? Yes?
what is the difference between the dhamir mansoob dhama'ir and the dhamir majroor dhama'ir?
Wait, in the form, there's no difference between zamir marfu and zamir majroor. They look the same. The only difference is here in innani and iyani. Not iyani, that's a mistake. Iyaya, that's a mistake. The iyani, that's a copy and paste blunder. So innani and iyaya. In innani you get inni and in. So here you can get an additional noon called noon al-wiqaya. But apart from that, they have the same form. It is that where they are used is different. You understand?
Why compare it to iyaya? Why you have to compare it to rabbi?
Yeah, this is a mistake. You forget iyani, that's a mistake. That's a typo.
Okay, so innani and rabbi are different
Because there's a noon in here. You can have a noon. You can't have rabbini. You can have innani. You can have inni as well. So here slightly different. But apart from that, they're all the same. Okay? Yes? You got your book, Abdurrahman? Yeah. Okay. So we're saying here, baris. So it can be a zamir bari. What does zamir baris mean? It has a form. So if you go back here, so what's the zamir mustatir? So the zamir mustatir in this table is what? These one. Fa'ala, fa'alat, and these are, yes? And all the others are what? Baris. Sorry. And all the rest are going to be what? Baris.
No. Oh, there's the baris.
These are mustatir. The ones highlighted in red are mustatir. You can't see them.
Oh.
Yes? And all the others are baris. It has a form. And the baris can either be muttasil or huwa imma muttasilun. It is either what? Muttasil. What does it mean muttasil? It is either going to be what? Joint, meaning attached to the verb or attached to a maf'ul to the fa'il or attached to ismu inna. Like qumtu. So the two, what's this? This is zamir marfu and it is also what? This is zamir marfu. Yes, so for example here, qumtu. So two. What's two becoming? What kind of zamir is qumtu? It's marfu'. It's baris, you can see it in the form, and it's what? Muttasil. Yes? Wa kaf ukrimuka. So like ta and like kaf. So in ukrimuka, you have what? Ukrimuka. So ka is a maf'ulun. What's ka becoming? Maf'ulun bihi. What's the zamir marfu' mansub wa majroor? Zamir mansub. Muttasil or munfasil? Is baris and what? Is muttasil. Similarly, it can also be, like ha of ghulamihi. So here, the he is attached to the, so that's zamir. So he's given 3 examples. This is an example of what? Zamir. What's this example of? Kumtu. Example of zamir what? Kumtu, marfu'. Ukrimuka is an example of? Mansoob. And ghulam is an example of? Majroor. So he's given 3 examples of zamir muttasil. Or it can be zamir munfasil. Zamir muttasil, I give him marfu, mansoob, majroor example. And in munfasil, he gives how many examples of munfasil? He gives? He gives 1, 2, 3. Yes? These two are the same. These are what? These are both what? Marfu'. And iyaya is what? A majrur example? There is none, because majrur is never munfasil. The zamir majrur is always attached to the harfun jar or the mudaf. Everybody following? Yes? Any questions so far before we move ahead? Yes? Okay, now moving ahead, what do we have here? So now we got a dhamir, and a dhamir can either be marfu', and if the dhamir is marfu', it can be what? Muttasil, or it can be munfasil. And the dhamir muttasil can be either mustatir, like yaqumu. Can you see a dhamir after the meme? So dhamir is what? Mustatir. Or you can have dhamir bariz, like kumtu. Can you see the dhamir? What is the dhamir? Ta. Or you can have dhamir munfasil. Can you see, for example, ana? Ana comes on its own. Is ana joined to anything? No, it's on its own. So dhamir marfu' munfasil. Yes? Okay. So the dhamir marfu' muttasil comes in which form? Where will you find a dhamir marfu' muttasil? In verbs. It comes as the fa'il of a fi'l. And the dhamir muttasil comes as what? Dhamir marfu' muttasil. Dhamir marfu' munfasil. Where does it come as? As a mubtada. Then after you have dhamir mansoob, and either it's muttasil, like akramtuka, or it's going to be munfasil, like iyaka. Yes? And you can have majrur, and majrur is only going to be muttasil, like rabbuna. Okay? Are you following? So far so good? Okay. Right. Now, he's saying here, wala fasla ma'a imkanil wasli. Now he's mentioning one rule of dhamir, one simple rule of dhamir. Now before we go into the text, let's understand a few preliminary translations. What does the word fasl mean? Fasl means detachment. Fasl means what? Detachment. You can also say here, it also means what? Separation. It means what? Detachment or separation. Yes? Got it? So, what does wasl mean? Wasl means attachment or using a dhamir muttasil. Yes? So now, how do you translate this text? We translate the text as how? We translate it as follows. We'll say what? Okay, we will say here. We have to use a lot of additional words just to make it make sense, make it easy to understand. So we say here, wala, we say here, it is not permissible. It is not permissible. Fasl means what? We translate this as what? To use a dhamir, what? With dhamir? Yes, la fasl. It is not permissible to use dhamir munfasil. Imkan means possibility. So we say as long as it is possible, as long as it's possible, al-wasl, to use a dhamir muttasil. So we have to try a lot of stuff in here to make it easy to understand. So wala fasla ma imkan al-wasl, it is not permissible to use a dhamir munfasil ma imkan, as long as it is possible to use dhamir muttasil. So which has preference, dhamir muttasil or dhamir munfasil? So we always try to use dhamir muttasil. And if we can't use dhamir muttasil, only then we can use what? Dhamir munfasil. Make sense? You got it? For example, ra'aytuka. Is that permissible? Is that correct? Ra'aytuka. Here, ra'aytuka. So can we use dhamir muttasil?
Yes.
So then, la fasla ama imkan. You want to say ra'aytu iyaka. What would you not say? Ra'aytu iyaka. You can't say ra'aytu anta as well. You can't say ra'aytu anta as well. But then that one makes out, that would be correct because anta is marfu state, isn't it? Yes, you can't say any. You can't. But that's ta'keed, that's different. You can say ra'aytuka anta, that's ta'keed that later on. But you can't use dhamir munfasil. Innaka, can you say innaka?
Yeah.
So you can't say inna iyaka. You got it? Iyaka na'bud. Can we say ka na'budu, like this? Can we say ka na'budu? Can we?
Yeah.
Bring the kaf before the na'budu. Because remember, this kaf doesn't come on its own. So you can't say this because we can't say this. We're allowed to use zamir munfasil here. Yes? Inna wa iyana. Can we say in? We can't say in. We can say innaka wa iyana. We can't say innaka wa innakana. Can we say innakana? No. So then we're allowed to use zamir munfasil. Here we can't use this one. Let's forget that one. Because why? It's not possible to use muttasil. So then you can use munfasil. So on this side, all of these, it is possible to use what? Wasal. So because you can use wasal, you don't do fasal. And here, wasal is not possible. So then what are you allowed to use? Fasal, meaning zamir munfasil. Everybody following? So far so good? Muhammad, Umar? Yeah? Okay, now, moving on.
So what do you say? Wala fasl ma'an kan? What mean? It's not possible to use the main munfasil as long as it is possible to use the main munfasil.
Yes. Now he says here, illa fi, and he goes on, he explains the whole mas'ala. Now, it's very easy. But let me just forget what he says in the text, just explain the mas'ala first. We've got a Quranic verse here. What's the Quranic verse? Anulzimukumuha. What's the Quranic verse? So is Hamzah al-Istifham. Alzama yulzimu ilzam, to make compulsory, to burden, to force onto somebody. Okay? So alzama nulzimu, fa'il mudari, and the zamir is mustatir, nahnu. Zamir mustatir, wajibul istitar, wujuban. So should we force it? Should we force? Who should we force? No. Anulzimu. What's the first maf'ul? What's the first maf'ul? Kum. Anulzimukum. Yeah? And then we have what here? Second maf'ul bihi. So in Tarkib, what's going to happen here? This becomes maf'ul bihi. And this becomes maf'ul bihi. Thanin.
So what is the main one grammar form?
Yeah, now here. Now what we're saying here now, in this scenario, you have fa'il and fa'il. Yes? Yes? We have fa'il and we have fa'il. Okay? Now, if after a fa'il and a fa'il, we have two dhamir. What do we have? So after the fa'il and the fa'il, we have what? Two dhamir. And none of them are marfu'. None of them are what? They're both ghair marfu'. Yes? What he's saying here is two possibilities. You can say anulzimukumuha and bring the ha as what? Zamir? Muttasil is joint now, isn't it? And this is better. This is rajih. This is rajih. And we can also say anulzimukum iyaha. We are also allowed to make this what? Zamir? What? Munfasil. But this is what? Marju? Not the better option. So if you have a fa'il, what do we have? We have a fa'il with two maf'uls. And with two maf'uls basically. Neither are marfu'. Then you have a choice. You can bring zamir muttasil or you can bring zamir munfasil. You can bring zamir muttasil here or zamir munfasil. Which one is better to bring? Muttasil. And if you have a verb like this, kuntahu, you know you're playing tag, who was it? So you were it, kuntahu, you were it. Yes? So kunta, what does ta become? Ta is the ism of kana. And who is the? And what state is ism in? Marfu. So now you have two dhamir, but one is marfu. In the previous example was what? Two mansoob pronouns. Here's what now? One marfu and one mansoob. So now in here you got a choice. What do you have? You have a choice. What's the choice? You can say this. Kuntahu. But that's marjuh. It's what? It's not the better option. It's thumbs down. What's better to bring zamir? Kunta iyahu. This is what? Rajih. Yes? Do you understand? So what he's saying in the text here is that la fasla ma'a imkanil wasli, as long as possible you always bring what? Zamir muttasil, you don't bring munfasil. Yes? But in this example, in salnihi, what is salnihi? In salnihi, sa'ala yas'alu means what? To ask. Sal, ask. Me, ni is maf'ul bihi awwal and he is maf'ul bihi thanin. Salnihi, ask me for it. If you need it, ask me for it. Salni, sal, you ask me for it.
Okay.
So in here, you can't do it. You can't bring zamir munfasil. You can't bring zamir munfasil. But the zamir munfasil is marjuh. Marjuh means opposite of preferred. Rajih is better. So you see what he's saying here? You can't bring in ha. So what he's saying here? When you have salnihi, what are you allowed to bring? Zamir? You can bring zamir munfasil. So you can't bring munfasil, but as munfasil is not preferred. So bi marjuhiyatin, with it, say here, with it being not preferred.
You could say is not preferred.
Yeah. It's an unpreferred option. So if you've got salnihi, what does salnihi represent? A verb with two maf'ul bihi and the two pronouns and none is marfu'. So salni, ni zamir mansoob and he is also what? Zamir mansoob. So in this example, you can say salnihi, you can also salni iyahu, you can bring zamir munfasil. But zamir munfasil is what? Marjuh. What? Preferred or not preferred? Not preferred. Wa dhanantukahu wa kuntahu. These are to what? Dhanantukahu. What do you have here now? We have here, you have dhanantukahu, you have two, you have what here? Dhanantuka and kunta. Fi'l al-qalb. So in fi'l al-qalb, what do you have here? In fi'l al-qalb, what is better? To do fasl. And what is better, fasl or wasl? Fasl. So if you got, so simply, if you got a salni, a normal verb, sa'ala is a normal verb, isn't it? Is it fi'l al-qalb? Is it fi'l al-naqis?
No.
So then what do you bring in normal verbs? Muttasil or munfasil? So normal verb is a normal rule. What's the normal rule? Muttasil. An abnormal verb is the abnormal rule. What's the abnormal pronoun? Munfasil. So in dhanna and kana, what do you bring? The minfasil. You can bring both, but what's better? The min munfasil. So in normal verbs like sa'ala yas'alu and a'taytuka and all that, what do you normally bring? Muttasil. And in dhanna and kunta, what do you bring? Munfasil.
And how has it be rujhan?
Be rujhanin, being preferable. Being better. Or superior. No. Yeah, being superior. Do you understand? Yeah? Okay. We'll do a few practice examples later on, inshallah. But that's the end of this Zamir section, inshallah. Okay? So we continue from here later on, inshallah. Okay? Got it? سبحان الله وبحمده سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك ونشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك